yeah, we're doing it. Bacon, egg, and cheese croissants. The lady at the window ended our conversation with saying, "Be safe." It's like, does she think she just handed me an explosive device? There's a certain amount of dragging I can be in a morning where I reserve the right to eat breakfast. I was thinking about mad scientists. Then I was thinking about like how many of them are good guys. Like the stereotypical mad scientist is definitely the bad guy in a lot of shows, Saturday morning cartoons, etc. But you do have your occasional Doc Brown, who's, while he made a couple of silly mistakes, ultimately a very good guy. I feel like Dr. Frankenstein is kind of this middle ground character. Yeah, you know, he's doing crazy stuff, throwing switches, waiting for lightning to strike the thing. But he was making something alive that was just a pile of body parts. It seems a little altruistic. Delicious. Morning roundup, alien boy. Got a Nosferatu. Here, of course, we've got classic alligator skull. Got a Mary done, alien coming along, and this clogged, which sucks, but it's better for it to happen early like this. Very triumphantly, the cheese is completed. And we got a couple of these yellow uke hangers. I love homebrew day. Okay, I'll give you a little preview of the new TV hanger. I kind of went for something a little crazy. He's a little bit like a plague doctor, but also sort of like a lizard that's in armor. I'm not sure what I'm gonna call him, but here, I'll give you a little spin around. You're gonna have to do supports for the ears or whatever we wanna call those. I don't know, I was just wanting something kind of crazy and cool looking for the new place, but I think people might want to buy it as well. And we added some supports. Looks like the footprint's still pretty reasonable. Should be a pretty cool, shiny boy. And we drew supports on these two little things too. You gotta have the pokey bits. Just did a bunch of printer maintenance, you know, on that one and some other things I've been meaning to get to. We are going to consolidate this shelf. We're waiting for this gator to get done, which should be pretty soon, but we're gonna go ahead and get the things off the top. Then we're going to move, I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna move these two printers to this table here. But yeah, this half of the room, it's getting pretty thin over here. Here's something I wouldn't mind highlighting. I think at the new place, I'm actually going to be able to have more total shelves for the following, using the following technique. As you can see, this is two shelves put back to back. It occurs to me, I can just loop this Metro Rack thing onto this pole so that we can have only one pole here. Now what we'll do with the extra poles after doing this with several racks is we'll have enough poles to make a new rack. These top shelves, I think I can do without them. And thus we can use the extra shelves and the extra poles to make probably at least a couple more racks, which is awesome. To give you some perspective, I want to say this was a $400 shelf or something like that. They're probably way more expensive now. That was like 3-4 years ago. There's been a lot of inflation since then. It was a big investment at the time, but these kind of Metro racks, if you have a business, it's like all kinds of businesses need these. I just love Metro racks. But yeah, having an extra rack or two effectively, it's a pretty cool thing. I just realized it's been a real long time since I saw another car here. Pretty sure the entire complex is unoccupied, except for me now. It is strange to think that all of our memories are gonna be gone. This entire thing, just a section of road and a little bit of parking lot. We're buying a trash can and listening to Coldplay, and I'm all out of trash can. make a sugar-free option. I miss it. We used to walk like 5 miles to the convenience store as kids to buy this stuff. And pixie sticks. Alright, painting the big T-Rex and the T-Rex hands. And it's time to paint the drink cup and Sauron. Some before. This, of course, is the dragon. We already painted that. This guy is going white. Sauron's sulking in the corner. This is going to be jet black. And this is going color shift. But you got to do a little black undercoat with it. Here, let's show a little bit of this process. Look at that. So cool. Man, that's going to look dope. And after, got big cup. Sauron's looking pretty great right there. We got the black alien, and most of all, the T-Rex. Color shift T-Rex, yeah. Most of all, the funk. Got to find the funk. We did get another item painted. We're doing the gold mech. Kitchen mech, I think I called it. The mech that holds things. But it's so late, and I still gotta move the carload of stuff that I don't have time to do all the keywords and crap for this. This is just gonna have to wait till Monday. New TV holders coming along. Should be done tomorrow. Trying to move in the middle of actually making and running things is a little exhausted. The older I get, the more I kind of cherish my habits. It is nice that we're making real progress with the move, though. Got a whole bunch of stuff here that I collect every day that goes to the new place, just random things, basically. Some spools here. Just kind of like enough to fill a car seat. And of course, we've got the rack that we did earlier. It's fun to it's exhausting to move, but it's fun to get to redesign your workspace. Because it's like I've said before, I'm trying to take all the lessons I've learned from the way things are set up now and figure out even better ways to do things. Because you might as well. If you're having to go through all the effort to move things and find places for stuff, you might as well just optimize it while you're doing that. You know, back when I would, sometimes when I would be programming games and stuff, you know, if you messed something up and had to delete a bunch or you lost your work, it's like while you're redoing your work, you might as well see if you can't think of a better way to do things, or maybe you can think of a more efficient system. It's kind of the same thing. Join Discord, link below. Ambassador Naranek writes, in the theme of the Warhammer, how about a Hormagaunt Tyrannid to scale, bursting through the wall ... hanger? I'm sure plenty of folk would buy that, even if it's not for hanging things off of. That would be pretty cool. Man, back in the day I used to play Space Hulk. It was, I think it was the first computer game that was adapted from the Warhammer 40k universe. And I feel like the Tyranids, were called something else in that. Maybe not, but Space Hulk was very cool. Very, very low tech. Oh man, I'm really coughing. My connection to Warhammer 40k mostly is painting the models, though. When you see all the painting and stuff, I used to do model painting. Somewhere on my social medias I have pictures of a dreadnought that I did, which was the last thing. Here's a really cool tip for doing little scale models. If you want to make some leafy looking stuff on the base, like they're crawling or stomping through grass or different terrain, get herbs. You know, like thyme leaves, or let me see here. You know, like basil, oregano, any of those dried herbs. If you kind of do it right and glue them on, especially if they're already dried out, it looks like terrain. And what I actually did, I think I got flour and put that on the leaves, and it looks like, you know, snowy leaves. that's a free little tip.
Ethan Thompson writes, DHH and Jason Fried are some of my entrepreneurial heroes. Rework is one of their best. Shape Up is a great read on their software dev philosophy. Gratitude Gang unite! And that gets an upvote.
Yeah, I knew they wrote some other books. To give a little background on that, Rework was, I mentioned at the end of the last episode, it's written by the guys that made Ruby on Rails, which is a really important software development thing.
Spicy Barbecue says 41 days. If you know, you know. Upvote. If you're going to keep your Gaylord box of plastic under the cardboard or carport, you might want to think about picking up a used pallet jack. You always have to think ahead. Upvote.
For anyone that doesn't know, a giant box that fits on a pallet, that's usually called a Gaylord. True. Yeah, I've always kind of wanted a pallet jack. I used to use them all the time when I was working third shift at a grocery store stocking shelves. I unloaded about 8 pallets every night, pretty much. I was the new guy, so they always gave me the worst stuff to do. In fact, I figured out that I was doing about 35 to 40% of the work on a 5-man team. Do a little math, and you'll see that's really unfair. Man, I'm glad he has said something about a pallet jack. It's reminding me of the bad times. But the actual answer to that is when they drop off the pallet, the guy usually asks where you want it. So I'm just gonna have him put it where I want it to be. I almost was gonna pick up one of these for the Chihuahua thing. What am I most grateful for today? I would say getting the new TV stand done. I think it's one of those models that once you get it in metallic paint, it's gonna look really gorgeous. Man, I was gonna do it gold like the other one, but that design, the Plague Doctor looking thing, I feel like it would look really cool in silver. So I have 3 screens at the new place that I'm going to mount on the wall. They're going to be all gold. But I think I might do something crazy like a gold one, a silver one, and then we're going to do the third one bronze or rose gold or something like that. It's like it'd be weird if 2 of them were gold and 1 was silver. If you're going to have 3, it's like they got to be different colors if they're not going to be the same, I think. But yeah, I mean, they're all 3 different designs, or they're going to be. So 3 different colors kind of makes sense. I'm really trying to think about the aesthetics and make this... I'm working real hard to make this new place cool. By the way, I'll give you an update. I think it's going to be ready for the big reveal in like a week or 2. Something like that. We're getting pretty close. Basically, when I'm going to do the reveal is when we have to move all the essential things over. Because like, at some point, I just have to move the filament and like the computer and the printers that we're using. I'm kind of leaving that till last so that I have the maximum amount of time to make the new place like decked out and looking cool and stuff. But at some point, we just have to move the essential stuff. So yeah, I think that's kind of like max about 2 weeks away. I know it maybe is a little frustrating making you guys wait for the big reveal, but it's like, trust me, it's going to be worth it. This is like, I'm going to be in this new location for years. Getting this ready, I just want it to be like starting off on the right foot, you know. But trust me, it's looking super fly. It's an inspiring space. And as much as I like this location, you know, I'm just trying to do the next level. That's all I'm saying. But that's what I'm grateful for. Write in the comments what you're grateful for. Tell me what small things are bringing you a dollop of joy. Could be small things, could be big things, could be difficult things that you're working through right now, but all of life's satisfaction is found in its challenges. Success is buried in the garden of failure. Right below, let me know. We drop the goodness every single day. You are the Gratitude Gang, and you guys are the best. Thanks for taking the journey with me. It is exciting. And I'm just showing you. I'm showing you pretty unfiltered pictures, vignettes every day of what I'm doing. And that's what this is about. We're a den of encouragement. Join the Discord below. Lots of good contributors. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace out.
They want everything. Everyone sees everything. Once, always alive. I can see what's happened to us. Cross